Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Ning, VoiceThread. Anticipated reciprocity. I post, you respond, right? You can't just post something and not respond. You've got to engage. Increased recognition, I blog, you comment. Sense of efficacy, and then source of referrals. And what's the one habit of social media engagement? The one habit, it's conversation. It's not content is king, it's conversation. And why should you, in your organizations as brand builders, listen? Because your audiences are talking about you and you don't know it. Or maybe you do know it. But there's a perception about your brand. And you need to respond to it, either if they're on track or there are misperceptions. Also, it's a way to do crisis management. And what are you listening for? What your peers and competitors are saying, what your industry is saying, who's talking about you and what are they saying? And since you're strapped with resources and time, and these are free tools, Google Alerts, Twitter search, tweet scan, social oomph. This is for social media. And now Google also does social media search. So if you even just pop in a name, you'll see, their Twitter feeds, where they are on Facebook. And then there are paid tools. But the 4 things to remember about your social media process. Who do you want to reach? Your audience. And how do you do it? Either inexpensively with SurveyMonkey or paid search or industry studies. And who are they listening to? Who's your audience listening to? Who are they following? What blogs are they commenting on? What are your goals? How are you going to engage in relationships, and which channels will you use? Is it blogging? Is it tweeting? Is it Facebooking? Is it, there's a plethora. And you have to do an integrated strategy. You have to figure out where your website fits in with your Twitter feed, with your Facebook, with your press releases, with your YouTube. That's the important thing, because all paths have to connect to support your brand. So, begin with a strategy. Be specific about your execution. Someone in your organization, and again, you're strapped with resources, needs to own it. So for 6 months, someone's going to do the Twitter feed. For 3 months, someone's going to do Facebook. And plan and adjust it. It shouldn't have to, you don't have to go to the house, out of the house, fully clothed, dressed, made up. You can just go out with just enough. But not naked. Make sure your engagement strategy works for you. So we hear ROI all the time. What you're hearing in this world of social media is ROE, return on engagement. It has to be comfortable for you. And look, this is where we're getting to branding. It has to match your culture and your personality. It's got to be authentic. #1 rule of branding. It has to fit with your resources, and it has to be a part of your workflow. I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to just end with Corey's top 6 rules of social media. And remember where social media fits in with branding. #1, be authentic. That is in things you comment on, in your tone of voice, in the language you use. 2, fortify. Strengthen your current audience and engage new ones. 3, connect. Publish content that invites your audience to participate. Don't sell, sell, sell. We have the fundraisers. Well, publish content. All of you, when you go back to your office, should do a point of view on today's session. Be remarkable. Give your audience something to remark on. 5, get outside your site. Participate in other discussions. It has to meet. It has to be a dialogue, not a monologue. And finally, embrace organic planning. We can plan till the cows come home, but you have to be ready to adapt and adjust.